Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Kinghill. Kinghill is a game from Violet Dragon Games. Plays 1 or 2 players in 45 to 90 minutes, ages 14 plus. You can play it if you're younger than that, as long as you can figure it out. And what you're doing in this is it's effectively a worker placement tower defense game. Now, not like tower defense where people are coming at you and you're trying to keep your tower from collapsing, but more like I'm trying to make my castle stronger while you're trying to hit it and get me to 0. We're each going to start with some kind of castle strength, and then we're going to be pecking away at our opponent to try to knock them down to 0 or have a stronger castle than them after the end of the 9th round. That's effectively it. It's interesting. It's a different type of game, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. So let's just go out to the table, check it out. All right, so here's a game of Kinghill, all set up for 2 players. It's kind of a beast to set up, so let's try to go over it fairly quickly to see what we can come up with. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put the board out in the middle, which I've done here. You're going to give each player their own little castle board. You're going to give a marker for the red castle. They start at 14, but I've already done some stuff. You'll start at 14, castle defense, and your moonstone will start at 0. That could change. We start with 2 basic peasants. Done that. Everybody's the same so far. There's a little difference. We'll get to it. Put the rest of your peasants in a little dish, or just next to you, because you'll need those. Give someone a first player. The other player will get a coin. Oops, 1 coin, which we've done. Then you're going to put the action tiles up on this section of the board. Flip the first one. You'll put a peasant on action tile 3 and action tile 6. Put an extra crystal, coin, stone, and 2 stone on the appropriate spaces. They're labeled. You'll shuffle the power tiles. Put them next to these 2 units here, which are in one of these. That might make sense later. Shuffle the blue building deck with 2 yellow legendary buildings inside it. Flip it. If a legendary building comes out, you'll put it here. Shuffle the unit deck, flip it, flip 5, fill it up. Also, when this building came out, as it did, it says when you start, you're going to pick something. So in this case, this player goes first. They're going to pick 3 crystals. Then the other player will get to pick whatever they want, and they're going to pick 2 force and 2 goods. And they'll do this and a coin. All right, so now we're ready to start. So on your turn, you're going to take an action with either your worker, you're going to cast a spell, you're going to use some other special abilities that you have, or you're going to spend moonstone power to take a power card. We'll get to that. The actions are worker placement on the board. So on our own board, we have some certain spaces. We can do a castle attack. Take a worker over there, do the attack. If you have a soldier in your possession somewhere, it's going to add an extra attack. You can do a build. This will let you build any of the buildings that are up here. If you use a miner, which we'll get to, you'll get a stone. You can come down here only with the book. So worker, I'm not sure what that is, the mage or something. You'll be able to get spell cards, which you can use as actions. Those are all on your board. There's also a defense, which we may get into, but we may not. All right, so let's just start here, and then we'll go around. This is how you're going to train new workers. So if I wanted to train a worker, I'd come up here, put it on the appropriate worker that I want to train, and take the bonus. So I turn it into a soldier, a miner, a ranger, a sage, or a mage, I think is what it is, or an assassin. And if you do that, you get the appropriate bonus at the top. That token will go away, and the new token will replace it. Then, down here, you become first player, and you get to take a stone and either a coin or a stone. The first player cannot go there, so this player cannot go there. This is how you're going to recruit a unit. You go there, pay the cost on the unit card. So this would be 3 coins and 2 crystals. I would get this card, and it's going to help me attack. So that's all that. Then we're going to go, we have this action up here. This will let me hire a new basic peasant for the cost of all these that are flipped down, so it's expensive right now. But as we go through the rounds, There'll be one new one, and that's going to be the timer of the game. And then over here, these are basically resource collection areas. So we'll have crystals, coins, one of everything, lots of stone, lots of stone. If you go here with a ranger, you can explore. We'll get to that. If you go one of those two spaces with an assassin, you can steal and kill someone's unit. That's it for now. So let's go ahead and start. So this player is first player because they have this. It should look like that, but this is a prototype. And they're going to take an action. So what they're going to do is, I think I'm going to train my basic peasant to a miner. When you do that, you're going to get to take either a coin and a stone and a stone. I'm actually going to take a coin and a stone. And then I will get rid of this and bring in my miner, which matches the picture that's on the board. And now I'll get that to use next round. All right, and that's my turn. Next player's turn. Let's see. They have 2 coins and a stone. Let's actually, I'm going to go up here. So they're going to take their worker. They'll go up here. They'll take this crystal and another crystal for the action space. If they use the mage, they would get the bonus that's listed, but they didn't. All right. Next is this player's turn again. What do they want to do? They already trained. Can they build something? They cannot build anything right now. Can they hire a unit? Yeah, let's hire a unit so you can see that. So I'm going to hire. I'll come here. I'm going to hire this one. It costs 1 gold, 1 stone, and 1 crystal. 1 gold, 1 stone, 1 crystal. I put that back in the supply. And I take this card. Whenever an enemy takes the hire action, you may hire with a discount of a gold. And then you can put your units basically up in here, defending your castle. All right, that's my second turn. Back to blue. What do they want to do? I think they need to upgrade as well. They're going to upgrade to the mage, and that will let them take a spell card. So they're going to draw a spell card. Spell cards are going to look like this. They're going to have a section that costs 1 power. That could give you a choice, or 1 crystal, and a section down here that costs 2 crystals. And you'll get to do it as an action on your turn. So we'll just put that over here for now. All right, back to me. I don't have anything else I can do. I have no spells. Don't have no moonstones. So I am done. This player is going to actually use their power stone. So the way that works is they're going to take this. It costs 5 to get a power card. So they're going to drop down to 0. When you take a power card, you also take one of these power tiles and put it face down here. Those will reveal in a little bit. Then you're going to do what this card says. So my hero ability is upgraded, or I can deal 4 damage to target unit or 3 damage to enemy castle, or flip another card. So I'll just do it. I'm going to upgrade my hero ability and deal 3 damage to my castle. So upgraded ability. So now, I don't know what that says. I get another power card. All right, so when I upgrade, I get another power card. So that is good for me. So we'll get to that. So I get this power card. Because I take another power card, this comes out. And now I'm going to deal 3 damage to enemy castle. 1, 2, 3. The goal of this game is, in case you didn't figure it out, is to knock the opponent's castle down to 0, or have the strongest castle by the end of the 9th round. Second power card. Whenever an enemy hires a unit, deal 1 damage to it, and deal 4 damage to target unit, or 3 damage to the castle. I'm going to do another 3. All right, so I hit them for 6, which is pretty nice. And I'll keep this right here as an ability. And I'll keep this so I know that my ability is upgraded. All right, and I'm done. And that's the end of the round. Well, I have a spell card. Let me see if I can use that. Yeah, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use this spell card, pay 2 crystals because it costs 2, And I'm going to use 2 force or deal 2 to any target. I want to get some force back up. So discard this spell, discard the crystals, and get 2 force. All right, now that's the end of the round. Because everybody had to pass, there's nothing else we can do. At the end of the round, what you're going to do is resolve all the end of the round effects, which would be anything that we've bought or on power cards that have an hourglass. There aren't any right now, so we can ignore that. Then we will gain 1 moonstone force. So just for making it through a round, you get a moonstone force. Then you're going to take back all your peasants. So I'll get this one. And where's my other one? This one. They'll take this one, which they never swapped, to a book. And the second one is here, crystals. All right, then we will flip over the new action tile, which will let us do another build action. And if you use your miner, you get 2 different goods. Then we will refresh the units and outskirts. So what happens here is any units or outskirts that are in the last 2 spaces get discarded. So we'll do that. Everything else will slide down. And they will get refilled accordingly. So 1, 2, 1. This is a legendary, so it'll go here. And then this one will come here. All right. Then we will replace all resources on cumulative. So we'll do this one here. Get another coin here. Another stone. And another 2 stone. And then we're ready for the round number 2. Player stays first player until someone takes the first player action. And now let's talk about a few things. Once you get to the 3rd action tile, you're each going to get a new bonus here. So I'd get another one of these. They would get another one of these. We'll flip this. And we would also bring in a power tile face up. And we're going to do this. So basic hire and build actions do not cost a peasant. So we can build and hire for free. Then we'll keep going. When we get to this end of this round, we'll flip in another one. Basic peasants are only able to take castle and train actions. So we can only use our basic peasants down here. Then if anybody uses a moonstone again, so say this player was at 5, they did another moonstone. We'll put one here. Then this player finally gets one. Then we're going to flip another one. So as we go, there's going to be more stuff here slapping us around, which is not necessarily a good thing. And once we get to a certain point here, to right here, at the end of round number 5, we're going to swap out the blue deck of buildings for the green deck. And then we're going to keep going to the end of round 9. And then whoever has the strongest castle at the end of that is the winner. If there's a tie, we both lose. Or if someone gets knocked down to 0 before that, the game is over and the other person wins. That's how you play Kinghill. Let's go up the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was Kinghill. So, like I said earlier, before we did the playthrough of the game, this is a different kind of game. And what I mean by that is, it's a worker placement game. But that's not it. There's also some action and some attacking, which I didn't even get into in the overview because it takes a while to build up to that to be able to attack somebody. So basically when you're attacking, the attacking is 2 phases. The first phase is you're attacking the other player's castle, and then they're going to try to defend using the space on their board where they can put their unused peasants over there to add to some defense. Any units they have can add to the defense. Any buildings they've built or spells, all that will add to the defense of their castle. What they're trying to do is they're trying to have a defense strength higher than your attack strength. If so, they block. If your attack is higher, then you deduct the difference in the strength of the castle. Then after that attack, each of the units that you have are going to attack the other player's units. 1 unit for 1 unit, or you can spend 2 of yours to attack one of another one. They each deal damage at the same time, and that's how you're going to be whittling down people's forces. So that's the second part of the game. I basically just showed you the worker placement piece and using some spells and some force and all that stuff, but there is some attacking in this as well that is a big part of the game that you don't want to overlook. You have to attack, or you're just going to need to make sure that your castle's stronger than your opponent's after 9 rounds. But it's easier just to knock somebody out and get rid of them. Another thing that's interesting about this game is you can only ever have 6 workers. So you want to upgrade those workers but you're basically then spending a turn with one of your workers to upgrade that worker to be used in the next round, except for the assassin. If you train the assassin with a ranger, he'll come out and be able to be used immediately. Now, there is that. Now, each different worker has different abilities. So the soldier is going to add 1 to attack and 2 to defense. The mage is going to allow you to do some special actions and is the only one that can learn spells. The miner is going to be better at collecting resources and maybe building. The ranger is better at exploring, which I didn't go into, but on the unit cards in the top right corner, there's 2 resources or 1 resource. When you're exploring, based on the number of hexes in the explore action, you're going to flip that many unit cards, look at the top right of the card, and then gather those resources. So, for example, if I flip 2 cards, one has a gem and the other one has a coin and a stone, I get a gem, a coin, and a stone. That was my explore action. It's a quicker way to get resources, or it's more random, but you could possibly get a bunch of resources that way if you play your cards right. Now, one thing that didn't really go into effect into the playthrough was the power tiles. I showed them getting out of the board because we were drawing power cards, but I didn't actually show them flipping over. Once that happens, it's going to change the game a whole ton. There could be some stuff that happens at the round. There should be some limitations. Like I showed you, your basic peasants can only be used on your player board. That really hinders you. If you have 2 of those and you can't use it other than your player board, you're basically done. There's no way for you to do anything else. So that's harsh. So you want to make sure that you're upgrading before that happens, because otherwise you're in a world of pain. But yeah, this is an interesting game. I enjoy it. It might be a little too attacky for me, meaning, I don't like that direct conflict stuff of, hey, I'm going to come and I'm going to attack you. You know I'm going to do it, so you're trying to prepare either more strength than me to attack me first or defense to protect against my attack. So it's not like you don't know it's coming. It's just I would rather just do the worker placement piece, make my castle stronger, and indirectly hit you with some cards maybe, or use some force to hit you and not actually attack. That'd be the way that I would enjoy it, but it's not the way the game is. And I'm sure some people are really going to dig that attacking piece. It's just not my jam. Doesn't mean I didn't like it. It's just I would steer away from a game like that under normal circumstances. So I'm going to actually give this a BGM acceptance seal because I did enjoy it. And I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.75 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that was Kinghill from Violet Dragon Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.